If you tend to fall fast and get enamored with somebody after 1 or 2 dates, then this one's for you. 1. Set healthy boundaries and stick to them. No, you don't need to see this person every single night or multiple times a week in the first week of meeting them. And no, you don't need to text all the time, especially after 1 or 2 dates. Go out, have your girls' night, go see your friends, and go live your life. Because remember, this person's an addition to, not instead of. They haven't earned a place in your life. And second, start calling yourself out on your shit. No, this person isn't the one after 1 or 2 dates. You've spent, all of 2 to 3 hours with this person, and all of a sudden you think that they're the one? No, what it is you like the fantasy of them, the idea of them, the projection of who you'd like them to be. You don't know somebody until you've spent time with them. And if you are somebody who rushes into things, then you're going to hate this because it's going to require patience. Scratch the surface, set a boundary, tell them no, and see how they respond to you. And actually get to know this person versus the idea of who you'd like them to be.
If you're the type of woman that falls hard and super fast for someone, the limerence, the lust, if you feel like you're in love like super fast, you want to dive head first with a man, I just want to tell you something that completely shifted my mindset when it comes to dating. You don't fall in love with that person. You are not in love with that person. You fall in love with how they make you feel about yourself, with the things they say, with the things they do, especially if that person is a love bomber and there's a lot of compliments, there's a lot of words of affirmation, future talking. I've never met anyone like you. You're so beautiful. Like, I'm so attracted to you. Like, I feel I'm in love with you. Like, within a few days of them meeting you, and you feel like head over heels for them. It's not necessarily that you are in love with this person. You just like how they make you feel. You like the rush of the hormones, the serotonin, the dopamine, the oxytocin, the roller coaster of the high of this phase, which is like kind of like the honeymoon phase. You might like the person. That person might be attractive. Maybe nobody has ever treated you like that. So you have never experienced that. And the feeling that comes rushed into your body when they say nice things, the words of affirmation, the love bombing, it makes you feel like you're in love with them. But you cannot be in love with someone super fast. It takes a while to love someone, to truly love someone. And that comes up more when you start seeing and experiencing a person's true colors, which come up usually within 2 months, 3 months. And when the mask falls off, is this person continuing with their consistent words of affirmation, love bombing, or was it just a facade? Was it just like this disguise and them just trying to get you? So if you are finding yourself in this space that you feel like you fall for people super hard, you like people super hard, super fast, just know that what you are actually experiencing is how they make you feel about yourself. Like, it's how you feel about yourself.
You'd be surprised. I feel like guys fall in love way faster than with females.
I disagree.
Why? Tell me this. I'm curious.
Because I think biologically, men are just not as emotional as women. Because their job in like the universe is to spread their seed. Whereas a girl, for us, we're more emotional. And after we've had sex, we form like this mental connection right after. But we can also turn off really quickly.
I thought girls become more attached.
I think girls attach quicker, but once they make up their mind about becoming unattached, it's like this quick.
Good morning, gay people. This month, I've only been reading romance novels, like celebrating love or like escapism or whatever. I read these 2 books, women falling in love with one another in freakishly short amounts of time. So 2 weeks, 6 weeks, you get the point, right? In reading both of these, you're aware that it's a short amount of time, but it doesn't feel that way. And I started to think, like, why? And like, obviously known stereotype, lesbians falling in love too quickly, blasey squazzy. But I'm like, what is the reason that when you're in the story, it doesn't feel too fast? Or like, if my friend was telling me about this, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. There has to be like, there's something, right? If you know me, you know exactly where this is going. Naturally, I wrote about this on my Substack, and it includes a review of both books, as well as like the exact reason I think the fast burn in both of these stories and in a lot of people's stories makes sense. I think there's a lot to be said about love between women that exists outside of the barriers of patriarchy, And that's exactly what this piece gets into. And so, yeah, if you haven't read both of these, especially this one, because obviously it's black, you should absolutely, but yeah.
You want to know why you're falling really hard in the beginning and why it ends up not really working out? You are trying to impress rather than connect. It's date 2, and they do or say something that really makes you happy. So you start fantasizing how amazing they would be in your future and how you like them. To my ladies, you see how sweet he is on that date and you're thinking, wow, he's probably really good with kids. In the beginning, they're giving you a lot of attention. So you're running with that and thinking that 10% in the very beginning is what I'm gonna get throughout the relationship. So you now have high expectations. The relationship itself is about each stage and how they're presenting themselves within that stage. They gave it to me in the beginning, but they're not anymore. Okay, let's look at the they're not anymore stage, not what they used to do. Because if you expect that they have to do what they used to do, you're gonna crumble, and you're gonna stay for potential.
We fall in love or fall in lust or get attached to those who have qualities in them that we don't identify with. But those qualities make us feel totally alive. So we feel invigorated when we meet them and when we first start seeing them. We feel alive when we're with them. It's like they pull us out of our patterning, or they pull us out of our shells. You know, they bring out a part of us that we don't often give any time to, right? We don't often honor in ourselves.
He is not the love of your life. He is literally just a guy. Hit him with your car.
You have to understand this. Women look at these things differently. Women fall in love with the internal strength of a man far quicker than they do the external image of him. So this is why she must view you as a powerful man. This is the whole reason I'm going to be showing you why she has to view you as powerful. Confidence in and of itself is a form of power. If you stop displaying confidence, she is going to look at you as a less powerful man. Therefore, she is not going to look at you as a strong fit for her.
This is Chris we talking about. My Chris. My man. My man. My man.
Are you in love? I am in love. Are you in love? I'm in love too. I agree.
Why do I fall in love so quickly yet get bored and want out so fast? Have you ever asked yourself this question? Chances are you have. At last week's ADHD Anonymous meeting on the Humans Anonymous app, a girl asked this question. Basically, she had this new boyfriend who she at the start was very in love with. After just a few months, she got bored of it and wanted to break up. She wanted answers. Luckily for her, a guy had them ready. So your issue here is very common for people with ADHD. This is mostly due to our RSD, rejection-sensitive dysphoria, plus problems with attachment that make us afraid of the attachment and getting rejected. So what do? We grab a hold of them quickly to avoid this. And yeah, we have ADHD, so guess what? We get bored easily, lose focus until we get to the point where we question ourselves on how we got so in love at first. What happened? Now I'm no longer obsessed with this guy. So this pattern is something you must recognize with yourself. The solution to this is to take it slow in the beginning, don't rush things. Slow but steady wins the race. What happens when you take the slow route? Well, your feelings towards the person deepens gradually, and you won't find yourself bored in the relationship. Wow, this was like an epiphany for me. The deeper the relationship, the more exciting it is to get to know each other even more. What do you guys think of this? Did it also answer some questions you had about yourself?
Men don't fall in love through sex.
In fact, they usually lose interest. And it's because of something called testosterone. See, when men are hooking up, it's at an all-time high. But after they've done the deed, it plummets. And when that happens, they feel weak and vulnerable and want nothing to do with you. The problem is it's the opposite for women. Because they release something called oxytocin, which is a bonding hormone that makes you feel like you're falling in love. And it's why a lot of girls catch feelings after hooking up, meanwhile men can hit it and quit it. So moral of the story, if you want someone to like you, focus on developing emotional intimacy before physical intimacy.
What is it about us that takes a special moment with somebody and turns it into a sign of things to come? One, many of us are lonely and affection starved. So when we get someone who makes us feel like we're connected, we hang on to it for dear life. Two, we want to fall in love. That makes us a biased judge because we look for evidence of things that might show us we are falling in love and that someone is falling in love with us. And three, an intrinsic human tendency to construct a narrative, to connect the dots between events, a kind of existential band-aid to the lack of meaning in our everyday lives. We should also be aware that some people, not everybody, but some people have that narcissistic quality of wanting to create huge swells of emotion in the moment.
Those are the two ways that men and women fall in love. Men fall in love through the promises that they keep, and women fall in love through sex.
What do you mean the promises that they keep?
They fall in love to see the gratification of things that they've done for you. So if they say to you, I'm going to take you to the ice skating rink at Rockefeller Center, go to the tree and have a romantic evening, and then they actually follow through with that, and you are so grateful. They see the effect of them keeping their promise. They actually fall in love that way. It's a thing. And women fall in love through sex. That's why men are so detached with sex and women aren't.
You're always catching feelings for people. I mean, you fall in love quickly. You always feel like you're over giving and never receiving enough in your relationships. If so, there are a couple reasons why this always happens. Now, if you're constantly falling quickly for people, I mean, you find yourself obsessively thinking over people you just met. You find yourself even chasing them or always wanting to be around them pretty quickly on. Chances are it's because you're somebody who's anxiously attached. And anxiously attached folks really have a high need for not only intimacy, but romantic relationships. But they also have a fear of being disliked and even rejected. So when you mix all these components together, it causes them to not only chase people, but also causes them to do more than necessary in order to make sure this person does not reject them or dislike them. Also, again, mixing the fact that this person is somebody who values romantic relationships and intimacy and connection. But because anxiously attached people do not know how to meet their major needs on their own, they usually need to get their needs met through other people, especially in these romantic dynamics. And unfortunately, this causes them to come from a place of lack when it comes to dating and causes them to come off too strong, especially in the initial stages of their relationships. And usually because they attract avoidant partners, this needy behavior or even clinginess can trigger these avoidant partners to run away.
Oh! Oh my god!
I have been dating wealthy men as of late, and it has me reflecting wholeheartedly on my dating journey thus far. Particularly that I used to catch feelings way too easily. And so if you are a lover girl, this is for you. Let me tell you, in the past, I gave my feelings away way too easily. And let me tell you, there is a huge error in that way of thinking because feelings need to be earned, y'all. So here are a couple of tips to reel in your feelings if you are falling a little bit too hard for a dude you just met. Number one, ask yourself, do you really like this guy or do you like the idea of him that you've created in your mind? Chances are you probably don't even know this man if you just met. And so you need to come back to reality and ask yourself, are you just falling in love with the idea of him, with the idea of the space that he could potentially fill in your life? Or do you actually like this man because of how he treats you, because of what he's done for you, because of his respectfulness, because of the princess treatment? If that's in place, okay, but if it's not, reel it in. So maybe you've been out once or twice at this point and you're feeling like, ooh, I actually really like this guy and I want to give him attention. I know like what he's up to. I want him to know I'm thinking of him. Stop. All of that attention and affection that you want to give to this person who you probably don't even know. Take a second, take a step back, and you know what you need to do with that energy? You need to put that energy back to yourself. Back to yourself. Go do some hobby. Go work out. Go take up something new. Go do something else. Go style your hair in a different way. Basically, all of that energy that you want to put on him, you need to return it back to yourself. You need to be the focus of you, okay? Not some dude. Stop focusing on the guy so much. That never goes well. And before anyone comes for me, I'm not saying you need to be cold and heartless. I'm saying that people need to earn your feelings. You need to earn this kind of like affection that you want to give them. You can't just give it away easily. You got to make them work for it. Try to avoid putting too much attention into the guy way too early on. It just never goes well. You don't want that attention to be on him in the first place. You want the attention to be on you, darling. And number 3, you need to ask yourself, what is in it for me? How has this guy been doing so far? Have they taken you out? Have they been respectful? Have they been planning dates well? What's in it for you? Can this person actually bring good into your life? Or is this another guy that, will just enter your life and then kind of exit soon after? You need to ask yourself these things. So, lover girlies, I hope this helps. Let me know how it goes. And remember, the attention should be on you from the guy and also from yourself.
A woman will fall in love with you based on one of these 2 reasons. Ideally, she would love to find both of these in a man. However, women find it difficult to find both in one man. So she usually has to choose one or the other. She will either fall in love with a man because of the way that he makes her feel. She has fun with him, he makes her feel excited, turned on, she can't stop thinking about him, she can't keep her hands off of him, and so on. Personally, I have found this the best position to be in. Or she falls in love with a man because of what he can provide: security, stability, emotional reassurance, good parenting, and an overall better life. Now, if you could give her both the feels and security, then you are going to be a man in demand.
Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing.
Okay, girl talk. Let's just address the elephant in the room. When we have sex with somebody, they are just all we can think about. We want to know if they enjoyed it. We want to know if we can have more. We want to know what they think of us afterwards. And we just want to overall spend time with them. And it's annoying because initially we were just looking at this person like, wow, I just want to have sex with this person. And then all of a sudden they're all you can think about. And you're like, why is this person all that I can think about right now? I just wanted to hook up with him. Well, don't worry, because I'm here to tell you oxytocin. Oxytocin is the hormone that is released in your brain when you're intimate with somebody. And the reason why men don't feel the same way that we do is because they release dopamine and we release oxytocin. Oxytocin leaves a print on these people. And they're all we can think about. So the answer is no. You're not obsessing. And yes, you guys might be on different pages, but it's just because of our love hormones and the things that release when we have sex. And I think that in knowing this, it makes hooking up a lot easier because we know, okay, I can hook up with this person, but now I need to take a step back because my love hormone is going freaking bonkers and I need to control my feelings. So ladies, next time you hook up with a guy, be easy on yourself and just remember, this is just my hormones acting a fucking fool.
This is what women are looking for that you're probably missing out on. Now, here's the big difference with men and women in dating. In the beginning, it's easier for women to just get dates. They tend to have a lot more options, which makes them pickier. So on the men's part, that first dating threshold is probably where you're going to need help. But when a woman is dating you and she picks you, and usually she's picking that guy that she can see herself with long term, so he probably has a decent job, she finds him good looking, he's going to have these desirable qualities that most women find desirable, which means he is going to have more options. So at that point, that's where the power dynamic shifts. Then the point that the woman is struggling with is getting that man to commit and forming that long-term relationship. So if you're struggling with that first initial threshold of even getting dates with women, I think what's most important to ask is, are you the type of person you would want to date? Meaning, have you been working through your past trauma? Are you able to emotionally regulate? Are you taking care of yourself in both your health, spiritually? Do you have a job? Are you someone that you would want to be with long term? Because in those initial moments, if we're looking at evolutionarily how we developed, a woman is picking that one partner. So for her, that is a bigger investment. You better be able to protect and provide. That's not a gold digger thing, that is a safety thing. Women, especially if they are going to go on to have a child, they're probably going to give up years of their own working potential. They're sacrificing their bodies, and also how difficult it would be for them to date if it doesn't work out, and also considering that when there is a split, mothers mostly get full custody. So they better pick right, because no one wants to have to raise these children by themselves. This is harsh advice, but if you are in the extremes of being overweight, broke, or unhappy, there is time that you should be spending working on that versus going out trying to get laid or going on a date. If, however, you feel like you're a great guy, what are some of the other things you can do? How can you make her feel special? There are so many little things that don't even cost that much that make her feel like she is special to you. Flowers aren't even that expensive. Why aren't you guys getting them? And if you can't afford it, go out in the freaking field and pick me some wildflowers. And the way a girl would swoon if you went out and picked them, oh my God. I think the main difference between men and women in relationships is, above all else, a man wants to feel respected for his thinking, and a woman wants to feel cherished for her feelings. So be a good man and cherish her.
Okay, bye. Girl, who was that?
It's Blake.
Okay, hold on. He wants you to go over.
Yeah.
Bitch, are you going over?
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, what's up? I got you these.
Oh my God, you got me something for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, come in.
Thank you. These are so thoughtful. Like, literally, I missed you so much. I haven't, talked to you since December, and I tried to send you a text, but it didn't deliver.
My phone's been off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it broke for a little bit.
Oh, did you miss me?
I mean, I guess. You trying to go upstairs already or what?
What are we gonna do upstairs?
Shut up, you already know what we're gonna do. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, you gotta go on for the play 2K with the bros, so.
Okay. Is it cool if you give me an Uber?
Yeah, I got it already. It's outside.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah.
Maybe we could, go to the movies.
Oh, the Uber is here. It's here. I just got the text.
Okay, so would you...
We like tank tops. We like Instagram likes.
They don't be smashing your check.
We are light skinned.